Welcome, my friends, to my channel. Today, we will be discussing the descent of Inanna into the Nether World. I will try to summarize the story because the tablets that contain the tale are severely damaged and have many missing sections and gaps. However, researchers have managed to piece together most of the story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications to stay updated with all our latest content. Now let's get started. Inanna, Queen of Heaven, the goddess of light and love and life, has set her heart upon visiting the Nether World, perhaps in order to free her lover Tammuz. She gathers together all the appropriate divine decrees, adorns herself with her queenly robes and jewels, and is ready to enter the land of no return. Queen of the Nether World is her elder sister and bitter enemy Ereshkigal, the goddess of darkness and gloom and death. Fearing lest her sister put her to death in the Nether World, Inanna instructs her messenger, Ninshubur, who is always at her beck and call, that if after 3 days she shall have failed to return, he is to go to heaven and set up a hue and cry for her in the assembly hall of the gods. Moreover, he is to go to Nippur, and there weep and plead before the god Enlil to save Inanna from Ereshkigal's clutches. If Enlil should refuse, he is to go to and there repeat his plea before Nanna, the great Sumerian moon god. If Nanna, too, refuses, he is to go to Eridu and weep and plead before Enki, the god of wisdom. And the latter, who knows the food of life, who knows the water of life, will restore Inanna to life. Having taken these precautions, Inanna descends to the Nether World and approaches Ereshkigal's temple of lapis lazuli. At the gate, she is met by the chief gatekeeper, who demands to know who she is and why she came. Inanna concocts a false excuse for her visit, and the gatekeeper, upon instructions from his mistress Ereshkigal, leads her through the 7 gates of the Nether World. As she passes through each of the gates, part of her robes and jewels are removed in spite of her protest. Finally, after entering the last gate, she is brought stark naked and on bended knees before Ereshkigal and the 7 Anunnaki, the dreaded judges of the Nether World. These latter fasten upon Inanna their look of death, whereupon she is turned into a corpse and hung from a stake. So pass 3 days and 3 nights. On the 4th day, Ninshubur, seeing that his mistress has not returned, proceeds to make the rounds of the gods in accordance with his instructions. As Inanna had foreseen, both Enlil of Nippur and Nanna of refuse all help. Enki, however, devises a plan to restore her to life. He fashions the Kurgaru and Kalaturu, 2 sexless creatures, and entrusts to them the food of life and the water of life, with instructions to proceed to the Nether World and to sprinkle this food and this water 60 times upon Inanna's suspended corpse. This they do, and Inanna revives. As she leaves the Nether World, however, to reascend to the earth, she is accompanied by the shades of the dead and by the bogies and harpies who have their home there. Surrounded by this ghostly, ghastly crowd, she wanders through Sumer from city to city. Here, all extant source material for Inanna's descent to the Nether World unfortunately breaks off, but this is not the end of the myth. It is not too much to hope, however, that someday in the not-too-distant future, the pieces on which the conclusion of the story is inscribed will be discovered and deciphered.